Okay, let's talk about your tax refund. That money you've worked hard for all year. But what if someone could just snatch it before it ever hits your bank account? That's exactly what we're digging into today. A crazy digital heist that's hitting thousands of people.
I mean, just try to imagine that for a second. You did everything right, filed your taxes, and you're counting on that big refund. And then, poof, it's gone. A criminal got there first. This one sentence, right here, it's the start of an absolute financial nightmare.
So, for Linda, a healthcare worker from Ohio, this is where it all started. This cold, blunt message from the e-filing system. And look, this wasn't some simple typo she could fix. It was a flat-out rejection, a digital dead end. And the reason? Well, it's chilling. Someone had already filed a tax return using her identity.
Yeah, this was no system glitch. This was a targeted attack. So let's break down exactly how this happened and how Linda lost a small fortune.
$12,000. Let that sink in. For most of us, that's not just some extra spending money, right? That's months of rent, it's a down payment on a car, it's a huge piece of your savings just gone, siphoned right out of her life and into the hands of a thief.
You know, the crazy part is, this whole crime happens way before the victim even has a clue. It all starts quietly, maybe months or even a year earlier, with a data breach. Her social security number gets leaked, and these scammers, they don't waste any time. They file a fake return in her name way back in January, right when tax season kicks off. So by the time Linda goes to file her real return in March, yep, you guessed it, the money was already long gone.
And look, this wasn't some simple little trick. We're talking about a sophisticated operation here. So how in the world are these criminals pulling this off all over the country? Let's dive into the anatomy of this scam.
First off, you need to understand this is not some rare, isolated incident. Far from it. Tax refund fraud is literally the #1 financial threat in the entire U.S. during the first part of the year. Think of it like a seasonal crime wave that crashes down every single tax season, and it is happening right now.
So this is how they do it. It's a 4-step playbook for modern identity theft. First, they get your social security number from a data breach. Easy enough, unfortunately. Second, they scrape public records for all that extra info, old addresses, car loans, you name it. But here's the real game changer. Step 3. They use AI to instantly piece all that data together and answer those security questions that are supposed to protect you. And finally, step 4, the knockout punch. They file a bogus return and get the refund sent to a totally untraceable prepaid debit card.
And get this, sometimes they don't even need all that fancy tech. They'll use something called social engineering, which is, just a technical term for being a really good con artist. They might call you up pretending to be from your own HR department or even the IRS and just trick you, psychologically manipulate you into just handing over your W-2 info directly. It's shockingly effective.
Okay, so knowing how these crooks operate is step 1. But the next, and maybe even more important step, is knowing how to spot them before they can do any damage. This is where you actually get to turn the tables on them.
So I want you to really think about this for a second. If your phone buzzed right now and the person on the line claimed to be from the IRS and started asking questions, would you know for sure if it was a scam?
All right, let's make this absolutely crystal clear. I want this burned into your brain. The real IRS will never, and I mean never, call, email, or text you out of the blue to talk about your refund. They will never ask for your credit card or bank info over the phone. And they will for sure never cold call you asking for your W-2. If any of that happens, it is a massive, giant, flashing red flag. The IRS uses one primary method to contact you about serious stuff: old-fashioned, official mail. That's it.
Okay, we've talked a lot about the problem, the doom and gloom, and the red flags to watch out for. But now, let's get to the best part of this whole explainer, the solution. And here's the kicker. It's free, it's official, and you can do it in about the time it takes to drink a cup of coffee.
So what is this magic solution? It's called an IP PIN. That stands for Identity Protection Personal Identification Number. The easiest way to think about it is like a second password for your taxes, right? Even if a thief has your social security number, your address, everything, they are completely stuck. They cannot file that tax return without this unique 6-digit code that only you have.
It's basically your own personal digital shield. It's such a simple idea, but it is so powerful. It puts a lock on your tax account that only you have the key to. It stops these criminals dead in their tracks and honestly makes your stolen social security number pretty much useless for tax fraud.
And the best part? Getting one is super easy. Seriously, you just go to the official irs.gov website. And I have to stress, only the official site. Look for the tool that says, Get an IP PIN. You'll have to go through a secure process to prove you are who you say you are, which is exactly what you want, right? And once that's done, boom, the IRS gives you your unique PIN for filing this year. It's honestly that simple.
So let's just end on this one thought. Your refund is absolutely a target. Linda's story, losing that $12,000, it happened because she just didn't know this free, simple tool was even an option. But now you do. So the only question left is, have you protected yours?